Hello and once again, good morning everyone and welcome to our Module 3 or Week 3 lesson here on Media and Information Literacy, okay? And for today's topic, ang pag-uusapan naman natin ay how information is being categorized, okay? So, we are expected to discuss the different categories to which which certain type of media or information technology is something being classified to, okay? Especially nowadays na maraming nagsusulputang mga social media platforms and marami ding mga nagiging sources of reliable and unreliable sources of information, okay? So, no further ado, let us proceed to the first part of our topic. Okay, so you can see in here for our lesson 3 topic, how information is being categorized. Our objectives in here is to primarily classify the information based on type and provider or the source, and to also identify the different types of information and the different providers of information, and also their different sources, and to justify the need to classify information and to evaluate each and every one of them using attribution and data triangulation, okay? So moving forward to our introduction, we always have to keep in mind that information helps us to navigate through life as shown in the previous activity. Gathering information about a place that we've never visited helps us to have an idea of what will happen once we get there. The internet has ushered in the information age, okay? So ibig sabihin, in this information or digital age or era that we are in right now, one of the most, let's say, accessible sources of information natin is the internet itself. Okay? And it means that the abundant information is now within reach, di ba? Nasa dulo na lang ng ating mga daliri. Isang pindot nyo sa inyong mga smartphone, malalaman nyo agad yung hinahanap nyong informasyon, diba? So, like our ancestors from the Stone Age who slowly mastered their surroundings to pave way for the Bronze Age, we must learn to work with the information made available to us and in our unique ways to help usher in a better world. Okay? So, before all of that, I would like to encourage everyone though, okay? I really want to integrate this into our topic and make sure that everyone will be well aware of. You really need to bank on your digital skills. Ano yung ating mga tinatawag na digital skills, diba? So, if you have ever experienced, diba? Kasi yung iba dito may mga trabaho na. Gumagawa kayo ng resume or yung curriculum vitae nyo. You usually write in there that you are, let's say, knowledgeable or well adept in navigating through the Microsoft applications, but it doesn't work that way. I mean, each and every people nowadays, hindi man sila ganun kagaling, but for sure, they can be able to navigate through that, okay? So what will make you stand out from those other applicants, diba? So this is application in real life. Nasa intro pa lang tayo. What will make you stand out from other applicants? Ano yung kaya mong gawin doon na hindi nila kaya, di ba? And that is one thing na, let's say, isa yun sa pinakadahilan kung bakit yung mga nakikita nyong media personalities, okay, or social media personalities is gaining a lot of wealth because they are well aware of that. They know how to utilize that on their advantage. And one more thing, let's say, ang pinaka-point dyan is this is available. I mean, this is available in the internet. Diba? Marami sa inyong gumagamit ng Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. But for others, it's their viable source of income. It's their stable source of income. Diba? Through media. It's becoming a part of their, let's say, it's a vital part of their life, di ba? Napaka-crucial kasi yun yung source of income nila. Well, for us consumers, nanonood lang tayo, nag-absorb lang tayo ng mga pinagsasabi nila, di ba? Kaya nga, on the coming types of information sa baba, makikita natin is number 1, mayroon tayong tinatawag na scholarly information. Now, what is scholarly information? It is a type of information drawn from the research of field experts. Okay. So, might as well, I really want to bank on this. Itong scholarly information na to, actually, this is the type of information na aantokin kayo pag nabasa nyo. Bakit? Sometimes, or there are times that it comes in dissertations, it comes in a form of book, it comes in a form of publication, wherein kapag walang mag-abala na mag-translate niyan sa video or gawa ng video na engaging, is hindi rin kayo maa-allure, di ba? Halimbawa, mga law books, yun. Mga books about 3MED, diba? It is not something that you will read on a daily basis. It is not something that you will bank on, you will spend money to, diba? But with this type of information, scholarly information, you can be able to find valid context, valid content, valid ideas and principles and laws, which can be able to not only predict or foresee, but likewise to be able to explain the phenomenon, what's happening, what had happened, and what will happen next. Diba? Kasi chronology naman yan eh. When something is from a scholarly type of, let's say, library, matik na yon. Lahat ng libro dyan would be a valid documentation. Even if it's obsolete. Diba? Even if it's obsolete, importante pa rin meron kayong let's say, something to backtrack on. Diba? Especially in the medical field, the mistakes that was done before, that needs to be documented. Okay? So, alam ko medyo mahirap siyang intindihin, but take it this way. Kapag sinabi scholarly information, it is something na dahil very valid siya, it would be accepted universally when you are able to discuss it, diba? Meron naman tayong info na tinatawag na professional or yung tinatawag na trade information. So, kasali dito yung current news, trends about a specific industry, diba? Presented to experts and enthusiasts by someone with knowledge in the field. These do not have to be reviewed, to be published, but they are exposed to a higher level of scrutiny. Ibig sabihin ng scrutiny, it is being scrutinized, diba? Hinihimay-himay, diba? Sabi dito nga, from people with knowledge in that field. Halimbawa, fashion. Yan. A greater sense of fashion and let's say hair designing. Yeah. Di ba madalas nyo lang makikita nun sa mga magazine, lifestyle magazine. Ngayon, meron na tayong mga tinatawag na lifestyle blogs, lifestyle channels, di ba? And it's part of the professional trade information. So meaning, if you are that certain kind of person, about musician ka, edi doon ka lang mag-tune in sa music channel na yon. Kasi yun yung field of interest mo. Di ba? Although, okay, here's the disclaimer. Although, universally, it cannot be told as the truth. It cannot be told. Di ba? Yung lesson natin sa philosophy, not all universal are truth. Di ba? Kasi pwedeng applicable sa atin, hindi applicable sa iba. So, when it comes to the professional trade, it really goes to the level of those experts na tinatawag. Experts or those set of people or professional with that field of specialization. Okay. Di ba? So, halimbawa, komedyante, without the proper, about a personality is known to be a comedian. Let's say, on the point of view of a simple person, kung wala siyang proper background, educationally, kung wala siyang proper, let's say na lang na hindi na-meet ng tao yung expectation sa kanya, in character, people will believe on that certain comedian kapag nag-talk about siya, politics ang topic. Di ba? Sino ka para pag-usapan yung politika? Di ba? Sasabihin ng ibang tao, this certain type of personality, look at him, he's talking about love. He can't even fix his marriage. Di ba? So, kung i-correlate nyo na naman sa topic natin sa philosophy, so it's a type of fallacy, di ba? The stone is being thrown at you, and the hardest part is the one who threw the stone was you. Diba? Pinukul mo yung bato sa ulo mo. It's because you are not, let's say, fit to discuss about that certain kind of matter kasi hindi ka expert doon. Hindi lang sa field na hindi ka expert, you are not credible enough. And you might be not credulous for those audience, di ba? Kaya nga sa mga YouTube channel, tsaka sa mga, halimbawa, sa Rapi Tulpo, di ba? Makikita nyo dyan yung mga iba't ibang point of view ng mga iba't ibang tao from different walks of life, specifically different professions, di ba? Iba mag-reason out yung taong nasa ganitong industry at ibang mag-reason out yung taong, let's say, a simple Samaritan na nasa bahay lang, nag-aantay ng balita. Di ba? Okay, so that is one type of information and that is very contagious. Di ba? Hindi katulad ng scholarly, kung di mo hahanapin niya, kung di ka bibili ng published books or e-books, PDF, magpapamail ka sa bahay mo ng mga licensed materials which are valid all throughout, hindi ka magkaka-access doon. Itong professional or trade information, diba? Halimbawa, basta i-type mo lang yan sa YouTube, something about cooking. I mean, everybody can cook, diba? And you might get different opinions, tips, and let's say, mga work around to lessen the gravity of work or to lessen the effort. Diba? Sometimes it can be that contagious kasi malakas mang-impluwensya yan. Diba? Yan na nga lang na sa fashion style, sa sense of fashion style. It is being, let's say, influenced mainly of those people who are carrying out the trade. Diba? Siyempre kung ano yung suot ng sikat, yun ang gagayahin ng mga tao. Diba? And that will root onto the third part of the type of information na yung tinatawag natin entertainment or popular information. Okay? So, long story short, wag na natin patagalin to. Ano yung entertainment or popular? It's the type of information meant for a general population. A journalist, a staff writer, or content producer may use some entertaining hooks in order to catch attention or to be easily understood. It is being derived or a discussion of another people's work. Okay? So, sa entertainment or popular, yan yung mga formal na nakikita natin sa mga channels, yung mga programa ng GMA and ABS. So, those are the mainstream kung tawagin. Kaya nga, unpopular demand di ba? Unpopular. Mga mainstream na shows. Sa mga babasay naman, sa mga written form of media, yun yung mga mainstream sa dyaryo. Yan. And for the number 4, so this is something which I have observed, which is quite exploited, di ba? So let's say we have the fourth type of source of info, which is the opinion, which is generally a viewpoint, a judgment, or a statement that is not conclusive. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Sometimes this kind of source of media or information, this is also very contagious. Bakit? Yung opinion po, it matters to someone who idolizes that person. It is something which is being mimic. Ano yung mimic? Ginagaya. Kaya nga mimicry, panggagaya. 'Di ba? Idol mo si ganito ganyan. Ganito yung opinion niya sa ganung usapin. Yun na rin yung magiging opinion mo sa ganung usapin, 'di ba? Nawawala yung individuality mo. 'Di ba? Opinion on a specific matter will vary from person to person and will not be thoroughly resolved. Okay? So yesterday I was watching this hindi ko na papangalanan. Okay. So the purpose of this is not to let's say degrade this certain kind of doings, pero nahalata ko lang most of the newbies, di ba? Newbies on the industry of YouTube. Sobrang wala na silang may content, is nagko-comment sila sa content ng iba, di ba? Parang it doesn't make sense to me. Reaction video, di ba? I mean, I'm sorry for my word class, but it's plain stupid on my end. That's my classification of that. Okay, and it's my opinion. Oh, di ba? Nag-apply na. I am not influencing you, but on my end, it's something very stupid, di ba? Why can't you just create your own content and let your creativity, di ba, devour you instead of watching a video from someone and being able to comment from it? I mean, I don't get the sense at all. So what kung hindi siya magaling kumanta? Di ba? So what kung ano, sinasabi ng iba, mukha kang lamok, tapos ang ganda-ganda ng girlfriend mo, ano ngayon? Diba? It's their life. You've got nothing to do with it. It's how they earn money. It's their way of living. Diba? Tapos yung iba naman, patola, gagawin din ng video para pag-usapan din sila. So, it's just a matter of creating a fuss, diba? Imbes maghanap buhay kayo ng tama, you're creating a fuss. Chismis, mga marites, yan, gumagawa ng chismis. Which is, na-exploit na yung opinion. And I'll tell you one thing. Ang tawag natin dyan, ang tawag dyan ng mga scholar, ang tawag dyan ng mga radical mag-isip is democracy. Di ba? Democracy. Democracy, freedom of speech, it is being exploited here in our country. Sa sobrang nagkaroon ka ng privilege ng freedom of speech, ng opinion, magsasalita ka na lang ng magsasalita hanggang gusto mo. Diba? It doesn't make sense. Because for me, if I would be the king of the world or the president, I would only give privilege to others who are, let's say, qualified to tackle about a certain matter. Diba? Kung maaalala nyo nga, yung nag-viral na video ng mga bata, yung may kumakain ng kalapate. Oh, 'di ba? Yung tinawag na ano ba 'yon? Patay gutom. Ang daming nagre-react na clinical psychologist, mga taga-DSWD. But let us get to the bottom point. Na-address ba yung issue? Anong nangyari? 'Di ba? Did it give benefit to those children na pinag-usapan nila? No. 'Di ba? Na-sensationalize lang yung topic. Diba? Kasi I was curious. No? Sabi ko, ano ba tong mga doktor na to? Imbis inaasikaso nyo yung mga pasyente nyong may problema or may, let's say, mas kailangan kayo kasi may problema sa pag-iisip, mas nag-bother kayo na pag-usapan yung mga batang nasa lansangan na nagkakainitan at pinagtatawanan nyo pa, di ba? There is something wrong with the parenting that has been done. Diba? Pero hindi nila pinag-uusapan yon. Bakit? They focus on the children, merely saying rough things na dapat sa edad nila hindi pa nila ina-utter, diba? Hindi pa nila sinasabi. It's something very wild, diba? And nevertheless, itong opinion na to, it can put you on a hot of water. Diba? It can put you behind bars kapag di mo to na-control, di ba? Kapag ikaw ang naging source of wrong information dahil sa opinion mo, or kapag ikaw ang naging source ng hatred kasi may campaign ka sa opinion mo, there are some legal tender to that. Diba? Pwede kang kasuhan ng libel. Pwede kang kasuhan ng unjust vexation. Diba? Mga paninirang puri. Bearing false witness, di ba? Nagkasala ka na sa batas, nagkasala ka pa sa Bible, di ba? Because always remember, an intelligent opinion is an argument for a conclusion based on analysis of verifiable facts and reliable information. So ganito na lang yon. If something is not verifiable, kapag hindi pwedeng i-verify ang isang bagay at hindi reliable ang mga former source of information nito, do not bother to talk about it. You are just creating a fuss. Chismis ni Marites. Yun. Kaya maraming nag-aaway sa barangay. Two people may come up with opposing conclusions based on the same verifiable facts and information, but the disagreement may be sufficiently resolved when new facts or arguments are presented. Diba? Iyon. So, perfect example niyan. Medical, yung, alimbawa, pag ginagamit na sa korte, medical and legal, judicial opinions are some examples in this category. Okay. So, moving forward, let us integrate these providers of information that we have in here. Okay. So, first is yung tinatawag naming academic institutions. Basically, these are the schools, colleges, and universities. So, I don't think we need to discuss on that further. Basta galing sa school, ginagamit sa education and research, it's an academic institution source of provider of information. Okay? Meron naman tayong tinatawag na government agencies which are able to give us real-time updates about what's happening on our surroundings, katulad po ng Pag-asa and PHIVOLCS, di ba? Which monitors the atmospheric condition of our country, and PHIVOLCS of which monitors the volcanoes and other earthquake faults. Okay. Meron naman tayong mga tinatawag na private sectors. So, any business organization and other players in the economy that are not owned, basically kapag hindi pag-aari ng gobyerno, it's a private sector. Okay? They provide goods and services for profit, and competition for the consumer support pushes them to continually improve the products and information they provide. Okay. And meron naman tayo tinatawag na private individuals. Okay. So if basically the main difference between a private sector and a private individual. So logically, private sector is being run by a set of people, a group of people, and private individual, it's being run by a single influential personality. Okay. Para saan? Para, like for example, when someone is telling the truth or running a campaign, giving out information, diba? They send out reaction videos or opinionated point of views videos to the public, diba? Which is seemingly acceptable sa most of masses. Bakit? Halos naman ang karamihan ng Pilipino is below poverty line, diba? They are very gullible. Napakadali nilang utuin kahit nga sa kampanya. Oh, in a sense, diba? Balikan natin, kahit yung mga magulang nyo, tanungin nyo. Maraming nagsasabi ba, ayaw na namin yan kay Jinggoy, kay Bong Revilla, si Lito Lapid, di ba? Ang daming nagsasabi ng ganun. That is their opinion. But what happens during the elections? Nire-re-elect din naman ng taong bayan, di ba? So what's the point in complaining? Di ba? Doesn't it make sense? Sabihin nila, bulok yung system. Anong ginagawa mo during the election period? Oh. Wala, di ba? Iba na, abutan lang ng pera, vote buying. Wala na. They are being monopolized by the private sectors and the private individuals. Diba? Tandaan nyo, when we're talking about information in here, we're not only talking about the balita or the YouTube or the Facebook. We're talking about influence in here. Because information can come in two variants. May it be helpful or detrimental. Ganun lang po yung kasimple. Diba? So, mga tinatawag natin ditong primary sources of information. At first, ito yung mga tinatawag na first-hand accounts. This brings us as close as possible to the event, the subject, the original idea, or the findings of a specific study. Okay, some examples of primary sources are these. Yan, tinatawag na thesis, dissertations. Para hindi ko kayo malito, yung thesis, gawa ho yan ng postgraduate. Yung dissertation, gawa yan ng mga doctoral. Yan. Diaries, bakit primary source or first-hand source of information ng diary? Siyempre, sulat kamay mismo yan ng nagkikwento at his point of view. Diba? Ikaw, maglalagay ka ba sa diary mo nang di naman nangyari? Oh. Diba? That's, you are creating a fantasy that's happening. Diba? Siyempre magsusulat ka sa diary mo, yung nangyari. Diba? Interviews, letters, speeches, photographs. Yan, diba? Hard evidence, photograph. Original work of art and literature. So, sir, hindi pala porque source of information is multimedia lang. Tama. As long as it utilizes our senses, diba? Especially the sight and our sense of hearing, diba? Sa mga secondary senses naman, or sources of information, this is anything that comments or analyzes or tackles a primary source. Diba? The information from the primary source is reviewed, organized, or interpreted, often with the help of other secondary sources. Halimbawa, textbook, biographies, critical reviews, diba? Kaya makikita nyo sa textbook, second edition, third edition, diba? Unlimited yung edition. Taon-taon po yan ine-edit. Well, I really don't know with our public textbooks because personally, I am seeing a lot of mistakes, typo, wrong concept or ideas, but I am not questioning them. I'm just telling a mere fact, and kahit kayo, di ba? Perhaps on somewhat part of your life, napansin nyo na rin, may maling nakalusot sa textbook ng government, di ba? And that is something very natural in the publishing world. Di ba? Meron ngang I would just like to share this with you. So, sa mga di pa nakapanood ng Paper Town, so I would like to share this with you, okay? Alam nyo ba sa USA, yung mga gumagawa ng mapa, para malaman nila kung ginagaya ng ibang tao o ng ibang industry yung mapang ginagawa nila, gumagawa sila ng tinatawag natin Paper Town. Ayun. Di ba? Sir, ano yung Paper Town, di ba? Technique yan sa publishing. Halimbawa, gumawa ako ng mapa ng Pilipinas, tapos gusto kong ma-detect kung talagang ginagaya ng ibang ginagawa ko. Naglalagay ako ng isang extra imaginaryong town na imbentong pangalan. Di ba? At kapag yun nag-appear sa ibang mapa, matik na yung ginaya yung mapa mo. Paper Town ang tawag natin dyan. Lalo na sa US, ilang states yun, di ba? Ang dami nun. One false mistake ka doon, it could turn your company down, di ba? Kaya nga sinasabi ko pa ulit-ulit, napaka-importante ng originality, di ba? Magbibigay ka na nga lang ng information, kung hindi ka pa sigurado kung tama yan, please naman, dapat original naman. So that's the sense of it, di ba? Especially in the context of the textbooks and biographies, nako, always remember, history is being written by victors. Anong ibig sabihin? Kung sinong nanalo, siya ang magsusulat ng history book. Ganun lang kasimple yun. di ba? Alangan naman magsulat sila ng history, ang bida yung kontrabida. Ang bida yung natalo nila. Okay? So, that is something being disputed upon, di ba? Kaya nga minsan masarap din balikan yung mga, let's say, mga conspiracy sa history because that is something na that I can tell it's worth it to be able to study that. Napaka-fulfilling, diba? Especially with the Bible, when you're able to have the work around paano dinevelop yung Bible, napakaganda. Okay? So, meron naman tayong tinatawag na tertiary sources. These are sources that refer to a primary or secondary source, diba? It gives an overview of the topic but rarely contains the original material. Okay? Halimbawa, dictionaries, handbooks, tables, encyclopedias. Okay? So, for this one, might as well inilagay ko lang to dito just to give you an idea ano yung mga different sources of ating information. Ano yung example nila, okay? Well, on this one, I would like you to take note of this on your notebooks, okay? About the attribution and data triangulation, okay? Alright. So, just to cut the long story short, what is basically data triangulation? It is the process of finding two or more sources for the same information. Yun lang. So, ibig sabihin, magkaroon ka lang ng two or more sources, okay na yun. That's good to go. You can already publish that. Diba? Kung mali, edi i-edit mo na lang. File a disclaimer later on the latter videos or reports. Diba? Ganun ang ginagawa sa commercial journalism. Okay. I want you to take note of that. And to wrap it up, on our activity, yan. So in today's era of fake news, what do you think? It's the importance of knowing the different types of information, providers of information, and sources of information. Okay? Be able to write on that. Bahala kayo, minimum of 5 sentences. And on the number 2 also, do you think that social media posts count as primary sources? Why or why not? Okay. Napakasimple, di ba? Answer kayo, yes or no, and you do your best to justify it. Okay? Also, 5 sentences. Well, for the activity 2, yan, napakalinaw. Baka naman may mag-PM pa kay Sir Leo. Sir, ilang paragraph? Ayan. Write a 5-paragraph essay justifying the importance of classifying information. Siyempre, lahat po yan sa notebook nyo, sasagutan. Okay? And reminder, a friendly reminder to every one of you, kapag nasagutan na sa notebook, pakipicturan, and please submit it on a PDF format. Okay? Right, likewise, I wish you have a great day and stay safe. Thank you.